Hi guys, I'm Audrey Meyer. Welcome to Crushing You Fear. Get out of your comfort zone to live a life full of adventure and success. I'm so glad you guys joining the show for the next days. Today we have an amazing guest. And before I'm gonna introduce you to Seline, I just quickly gonna tell you the reason I'm doing this summit. So as a professional water sport woman and nutrition coach and fitness coach, I realized that even with the best program in the world, it doesn't bring you far without a proper mindset. So most of this summit is about having amazing experts and just learning for them. So I'm just happy you guys are here with us. So our guest today, amazing guest, is Seline Shenoy, right? Do I pronounce right?
That's right. Yep. Seline Shenoy.
Awesome. Hi,
Yeah.
Celine. How are you?
Hi. How are you? So glad to be speaking with you today. Thanks
I'm
for having me.
awesome. Thank you for being here. So I'm gonna just tell the audience a little bit about you because you doing so much. So you send me your bio. So I'm just gonna be reading, and there's gonna be more written for the guests to read about you. So you're an amazing author, blogger, podcaster, and journalist who focus on personal growth and wellness, social, cultural, and global affairs. So you're a writer and the founder of the Dreamcatcher website. So it's a blog community that encourages people to live their life, the ideal life, right? So your message is has been touching a lot of people worldwide since 2014, and you are a regular contributor to a variety of publications, including Forbes, NBC, Mind Body Green, Elite Daily, Medium, and Life Hack. Wow. And also your book, right? Beauty Redefined, published in May 2018, has helped hundreds of women to feel empowered and to make their unique mark in the world and embrace every aspect of their personality and appearance. This is amazing. Thank you so much for being here with us, Celine.
Yeah, I mean it's a true honor, and I'm really looking forward to sharing some great information with everyone out there who's watching and listening.
That's awesome. So first, I love the name of your blog, Dreamcatcher, and I
Mhm.
have a couple of Dreamcatcher in my house. So
Okay, yeah.
could
They're
you?
beautiful.
I love them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So could you tell us what inspired you to get started to use that name?
As you mentioned, my background is in coaching and in psychology and all of that. And so it's something that really comes to me naturally. It's information that I've been reading, that I've been immersed in since I was around 15. I've been reading books about it. And really the idea of starting a blog started when I was a life coach. I was a life coach at a holistic center, and I was sending out weekly newsletters to my clients, and they started complimenting me. They're like, "Hey, we love reading your newsletters. You should consider starting a blog." And I was like, okay, that's a good idea. So really the seed of the blog itself started at that time. But Audrey, I have seen the benefits of having that kind of motivation, having that kind of guidance, what it's done in my life. Growing up, I mean, I love my family. They're amazing. They've given me a lot of love. They've provided for me on a material level. But what I really lacked was guidance. I
Okay.
didn't really know. I didn't have mentors. I didn't have people giving me direction. So I kind of lacked that self-awareness. And I know that's so essential when it comes to making life decisions. And because I lacked that, I felt that I didn't make very good decisions in my 20s. A lot of us don't, but I really felt like if I had that guidance, I would have done better. Having this knowledge from the books that I read, the workshops I attended, from the self-help gurus that I met at these workshops, if I didn't have that, my life would have taken a totally different direction. So I've seen the value in that. I've seen what a difference it makes. So I said, okay, I've learned all of this, and I know how difficult it can be to not have a compass, to not know where to go in life.
Right.
So I said, okay, let me channel that knowledge and put that in on paper, so to speak. So then I said, okay, so let me do that in the form of a blog. And that's how it all came about. And I chose the dream catcher because, for several reasons. Like, first of all, it's such a beautiful piece. It's from the Native American tradition. It's gorgeous, but it's also symbolic of our dreams, following our dreams and finding a way to fashion a life that takes us in that direction. So I felt it was like the perfect symbol. So that's how the dream catcher came about. It's really a labor of love. I really hope that by putting all this information out there through my blog and my podcast, that I'm at least helping people a little bit. And that's really what I'm hoping for by doing all this work.
And they do, right? I told you I love your blog. Reading
Thank
it
you.
every day just brings so much good energy. I
Thank
totally
you.
love it. So
Yeah.
earlier, before we recorded, we were talking about I was asking you, why are you taking only calculated risk in achieving your dreams, right? And you were explaining me this beautifully. So can you just share that with the audience?
Sure. So, I mean, people are afraid to take risks because risks are scary, right? We're taught to
Yeah,
follow like a straight, linear path that's safe, that everyone in society kind of knows and they're familiar with. And because of that, we kind of stay in our comfort zone and we don't want to try something different, especially if there's no guarantees, if there's no like guarantee for success or that you're actually going to come through, end up being successful in that. But that just does not happen, right? you,
right.
you got to like get out, put all your cards on the table and go for it. I mean, in any success story, like anyone who's successful, like Oprah Winfrey, for instance, when she first started out her career as a reporter in Baltimore, and she decided to leave the job and move to Chicago. All like her boss, her coworkers, everyone said, "You're crazy. What are you doing? You're not gonna make it." So, but she did it anyway,
Right.
and the rest is history.
She got out of a comfort zone, right?
Exactly. And you'll see that in many, many success stories. And that's something I have personally seen in my life as well. Like recently, I took a big risk by leaving home and kind of pursuing a master's degree. And I'm doing that in my mid 30s. Okay. And everyone was saying, "What are you doing?" Especially like people in my age are getting married, they're having kids, in my culture specifically.
Right.
So I said, "You know what? I'm going to listen to this inner voice in me and do what feels right. And even if it doesn't turn out okay, that's fine. I'm going to learn something in the process. I'm going to learn what works, what doesn't work." And that's why it's important. Another reason it's important to take risks, because how are you going to know what works for you? Right?
Sure. Sure. If you don't try,
So,
you don't know.
exactly. And when I talk about calculated risk, I mean, d- when you're taking risks, don't be reckless. Like, don't just be like, "Oh, I'm just going to travel to Japan and live there and we'll see what happens." And you know what I mean? Like that sounds very romantic, like
Yeah.
very like pray love sort of thing. But I don't really agree with that. I feel like you got to be as prepared as you can be, right? You
I
want to do your
agree.
research, you want to do your due diligence, you want to go online, find out what's out there in Japan, talk to people who've lived there or talk to people who live there right now. So I mean, be as prepared as you can be. I mean, after a certain point, it's just like you got to take that leap of faith. But
Right.
yeah, preparation is important. Think about the potential outcomes and be ready. Be ready for whatever might happen. So that's what I mean by a calculated risk.
Yeah, totally. I totally agree. So we were talking about risk, and then I want to move a little forward to more goal setting, right? Because
Mhm.
I know you also we were talking about that. So what would be like one question you would ask yourself when setting a goal or a project, right? Traveling to Japan or whatever. So what's this question or those questions you would ask yourself before or while setting your goals?
Sure. Before setting any goal, in fact, before you take any major action, ask yourself, what is my intention? In other words, what is motivating me to do this? What is the outcome that I'm looking for? I learned about this concept from this book called The Seed of the Soul. Have you heard of it?
No,
By
but I'm
Gary
gonna.
Zukav. Yeah, by Gary Zukav. He's a spiritual teacher. And he talks about, authentic power, and we express our authentic power by having intentions that are clear and that are positive. Because, Audrey, the energy that you put into something is what will come out.
For
As you know, that's just
sure.
how the universe works. Now, let me give you an example. For instance, if if someone wants to go to a charity event or start a fundraiser,
Yeah.
okay? Now, why are you doing it? Like, you should ask yourself, am I doing it because I genuinely care about this cause? Or am I doing it because I want people to think I'm this, this generous, philanthropic person who's amazing?
Yeah.
And do I just want to like mingle with all these, successful or rich people who normally come to these events? Like, am I doing it because of my ego? Or am I really doing it because I really care? And another example would be, more on a more mundane level, if you're considering dating someone. Why are you dating them? Are you doing it because it's just for superficial reasons? Is it because they're good looking, or because they have a lot of money, or they have a lot of fancy degrees? Or do you actually like them? Do you like their character? Do you share the same values? It's people think that doesn't matter, but it does. It does,
Absolutely.
because the
And
energy will express itself, it'll manifest itself in some way or another. I've seen that repeatedly. So ask yourself, what is my intention? Is it positive? Is it good? Is it pure? Do I mean well? So yeah, that is a very important question I think you should ask.
absolutely. And I think that's the reason some people are not able to achieve their goals, right? It's because the vision is not the same to their goals. It's like you were talking about dating. Maybe they want to date this guy because he has a lot of money. And then, in the end, it's just not working
Mhm.
because the intention was not right, right?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
whatever you threw out to the universe, it comes back to you.
Yep.
It just reflects on your energy which you send out to the universe, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. There's no escaping it. That's just the law.
the law of attraction.
Yes. Yes.
Good. So talking about that law of attraction, or about that energy that you send out, what's we were talking about earlier, what's so important to surround you with the right people?
Yeah. I mean, Audrey, the more mature I get, older I get, I realize how important it is to have the right people around you. First of all, I mean, dreams or goals, like especially in the early stages, they're so fragile. They're like a young little plant that's trying to grow. The last thing you need are people who will come and trample all over it with their negativity. The cynics who would be like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't think that's going to work, or you don't have what it takes. There are so many out there who would be happy to do that. They're in your family, they're in your friend circle, they're at work. And you got to be so careful. If you encounter those people, please stay away from them. Build those boundaries, because they're going to kill your dreams. And you need to get rid of them and replace them with people who would support you, give you constructive feedback,
Yeah.
tell you, okay, I may not think this may not work, but here's what I think you should try instead. And they're doing it from a good place, right? Because they care about you.
Yeah.
Get mentors. Mentors will help you with the nitty gritty of how to get things right in the particular thing that you're interested in doing. So have people who can champion you, who would be there for you. I think Jim Rohn, I don't know if you know Jim Rohn, he's a personal development guru. He's passed away, but he says that the 5 people that you spend the most time with, they can determine
Absolutely. I love
the
that.
level
Yeah.
of success you will reach. So be very careful about those 5 people who you spend the most time with, because through the process of osmosis, it will get to your psyche. It will get through to your psyche and affect how you feel about yourself and your potential. So the space around you is sacred. Please choose people. Please choose your friends, people around you very carefully, especially if you're someone who wants to achieve great things in your life. You need the help. You need someone to champion you. You need someone to show you the way.
That's
So
so great information. It's like people are looking about what they eat, what they drink, right? What they put in their body, what they put on their body. But then it's just like also energy, you know, with people who surround you. It's like you eat healthy, you drink healthy, you're doing some sports, so you're breathing healthy, but then you surround you with the wrong person, with this wrong energy, and
that's a good
there's no way to move forward, right? It's just you get stuck. It's like toxic, right? It's like a toxic
talk.
word which kind of like stay around you. So that's so great information. That's great tips for everyone. I think we can all benefit of that. And just remember that it's so important to be around beneficial or good people, but also us, you know, to bring something when we have a friend and we don't necessarily always want to like be sad or like critic. We want to empower each other, empower a
Yeah,
friend.
you're, good point. Like it should be a two-way street. You should also help others and, empower them in return. It's a two-way street,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So this is so great information, Celine. I love it. And I know time is going fast,
Yeah.
so we're soon at the end, but I know you offer like an amazing free gift. So can you talk a little bit about what you're going to be offering to the audience?
Yeah, so the book that I'm offering is called The Fast Track Guide to Making Your Dreams a Reality. So I know may sound like a tall order, like people are like, really? I mean, can I find that out through a book? But what this book offers is a sort of like a template, a kind of system that you can follow, a 3-step process that can kind of help you get, prepare the tracks for achieving any goals, kind of getting, like, I think you need to have a good foundation and a good system to make dreams work, to manifest your dreams. And that's what
Yeah,
this book really offers. I offer that preliminary guidance that's going to set you off in the right direction.
awesome.
So that's what the book is in a nutshell.
Yes, awesome. This is amazing. Thank you, Celine, so much for your time and for
Thank you.
all this information and your great energy and
Oh,
beauty. Thank you so much.
thank you so much,
So
Audrey.
I also want to thank the audience for being here and listening and learning from all the experts. So thank you guys so much. That's just amazing. So I want to say bye to everybody. Bye, Celine.
Bye, Audrey. Thank you so
You,
much for having me.
yeah, thank you for being on the show. Thanks so much.
Okay. You have a wonderful day
You
out there in the
too.
Dominican Republic.
Yeah.